Now, is it just me or the beef between like a lot of these comedians and rappers and just other people has gotten like really, really strong in the last couple of years? I didn't even know this exists. 50 Cent destroys Aries Spears for dissing Ice Cube. Aries clap back. What? What? Aries Spears diss Ice Cube? I believe he's from New York. I don't know. Excuse me. I had gum in my mouth. Hey, I want to see what the hell this is all about. We ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
I can't stand Ice Cube.
That's crazy.
I'm not a fan of him lyrically or acting wise.
Really?
Damn.
Daddy, put hands on you, give you real black eyes. Come on, don't do that. And that's the truth. I've had about enough of your shit.
Who is this?
Aries Spears.
Oh, that dude?
Yeah. He said nothing
Is
that
he
you
a comedian?
Yeah.
Because he ain't never made me laugh, so I don't know if he a comedian.
You know you messed up when Ice Cube, the man who wrote No Vaseline, takes time out of his billionaire schedule to throw shade on your name. But Aries Spears, he didn't just diss Cube, he came for his acting, his music, his whole legacy. On Big Boy's Neighborhood, he called Cube trash as a rapper and as an actor. Ice Cube heard it. He called Aries irrelevant, not funny, and not even on the radar of black comedy's top 10. But then 50 Cent saw the clip, and he couldn't help himself, because if there's one thing 50 loves, it's clowning somebody who's already losing. It started as a normal segment. Big Boy brought up a simple conversation, ranking rappers, talking lists, that kind of barbershop banter. Then Aries Spears did what Aries Spears does. He went
I will say this, you know, I don't look at Ice Cube as a lyricist, like nothing like that. Hell, I didn't even look at Tupac like that. Tupac was a realist. That's why people felt like they can relate to him. You weren't listening to Tupac saying like, man, he got all these bars. But you know, I don't, when you think of the West Coast, of course you're gonna be mentioning Ice Cube. I mean NWA, but I'm saying Ice Cube even just by himself, you know, so I think he's on everybody's list, you know. How far, I'm not sure. But and Aries Spears, I think, is pretty funny. Or I ain't seen nothing really new, but I know when he would be on Shaq would have him on his events. Those would be pretty funny, man. But yeah, this is a strange beef, man.
When the name Ice Cube came up, Aries didn't flinch.
Ice Cube is a motherfucking
I
lyricist.
can't stand Ice Cube.
That's crazy.
I'm not a fan of him lyrically or acting wise.
Really?
He's the same. In
How much time we got left here? Because should I just tell him to leave now?
Let
Or?
me tell you something.
And it didn't stop there, because that was just the warm-up. He then dragged Today Was a Good Day, which is a song widely considered one of the most iconic West Coast tracks ever.
You don't think
One of
that
the songs I hate the most, if it comes on, I want to shoot the radio. Today was a good day.
Even Big Boy's co-host tried to pivot and laugh it off, but Aries doubled down. He launched into a bizarre impersonation of Ice Cube as a gynecologist that ended in a line so uncomfortable, the entire table paused.
Tommy Chung did a great joke. He goes, here's Ice Cube as a gynecologist. Hey, Miss Jenkins, I looked at your chart. Now get up on that thigh.
That's racist. I don't know how it's racist, but what you just did is racist.
Aries laughed, but nobody else did. Apparently, mocking Cube once wasn't enough. This was Aries Spears going way out of bounds. The co-hosts weren't laughing. Big Boy tried to redirect. And Aries, he just kept going. Then, to make things even worse, he took a swipe at Tupac.
Pac was not the greatest lyricist. He was energy. He was passion. He made you feel him.
I mean, I just said that. When you think about lyricists, like, when you think about all the lyricists out there, and you know, I'm from South Central LA, so again, when you talk about a realist, there is a difference. You know, Pac had he would say some bars every now and then, but people loved him because of how real he was, and yes, the energy. I can understand him on that point, but I guess it's all about how you delivering it. Right?
If that said tear the club up, you wanted to tear the club up. Dear mama, you wanted to hug your mama. When you think about lyricism, Nas, Jay-Z, Biggie, Jadakiss, my lyrics, spitters.
He didn't just take shots, he disrespected the whole coast. That's how you get blackballed out here. And the crazy part, Aries knew what he was doing. At one point, he literally looked at the camera and said,
watch the comments. Now, when people talk about, you ask anybody, no matter where their region, you know, give me a top 5 rappers. Pac's usually always in that list, right? I don't ever put Pac up there with the top rappers.
The backlash was instant. One fan said, I love Aries' skills, but bro, the Ice Cube slander is a no-no. And this why Aries ain't credible? To say Pac or Cube wasn't lyrical is why I was saying F New York. He mad because the West Coast took their crown in the 80s and 90s. But what Aries didn't expect was for the actual legends he dissed to respond. Because you know how this industry usually works? They ignore it, they let the nobody talk, they move on. But not this time. Now Ice Cube just responded like a legend. He questioned whether he was even funny, even relevant, even real in the black comedy world.
I saw a comedian speaking kind of bad about you, man.
Who is this?
Aries Spears.
Oh, that dude?
Yeah. He said nothing.
Is he a comedian?
Yeah.
Because he ain't never made me laugh, so I don't know if he a comedian.
Ice Cube didn't just defend himself, he downgraded Aries Spears' entire career.
Did you hear what he said?
What'd he say?
He said it was nothing about you impresses him. From movies to rapping, nothing at all impresses him. I'm like, wow, like what?
Suckers usually don't like me. You know what I'm saying? Like the people that you know, they usually don't like me when they coming from that angle. That's cool though. You know, everybody got their opinion, and they all stink. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's cool. You know, he entitled to his opinion. It's the feeling is mutual. You know, I don't think he on anybody's list of top 10 comedians. You know what I mean? In the black community for sure. I don't even know if he's on the register with us.
Cube knew exactly what he was doing, and he is not new to this. He's true to this. From writing for NWA, to creating one of the top 3 diss tracks of all time, to producing Friday, to launching the Big 3 League, Ice Cube is a mogul with receipts everywhere. But that clip wasn't the end. Because Aries, he was just getting warmed up. Even after legends clowned him and fans dragged him, Aries still showed up on Vlad doubling down.
You had some words about Ice Cube recently.
You know, Willie D called me.
Okay.
I was in Louisville, Kentucky. And this, I love Willie D, that's my man. But this called me like I disrespected his mama. He was like, Aries, man, you don't understand what Ice Cube done did for the culture, man, and hip hop. Why you say? And I go, Willie, it's a subjective opinion. I'm allowed to not like Ice Cube. I know, man.
Apparently, mocking Cube once wasn't enough.
You don't like anything Ice Cube's done?
Nothing.
See,
Ice Cube does nothing for me as a rapper and an actor.
Okay.
see, it's his delivery. You know, because he said is everybody has their opinion, but it's just the way he said. Like, look at his face. You would think he did something to him personally, or whatever. You know. Like I'm saying, I don't look at Ice Cube as a lyrical rapper. I look at him and Tupac. I looked at them as like a realist. Like they gonna say stuff that people can relate to because it's stuff they saw growing up every day. But when you think of people like one of my favorites is like Jadakiss, man. That dude be going off. Eminem, of course. Like my favorite rapper growing up was Snoop. You know, I didn't look at him as like a lyricist either. I mean, he would say stuff, but people like Corrupt, lyricists for sure. Man.
Nothing.
Let's start with the rap. The Police. You don't think that's a classic song?
It's classic because of what it represents in terms of black struggle symbolism and what black people have gone through with the police historically. It's the song that makes you go, yeah! Yeah, I get how it can touch your emotions, but it don't do nothing for me.
But here's what Aries didn't realize. This wasn't even about Ice Cube anymore. Because
I gotta listen to this. Nah, this
But hold on, why did 50 get involved? Because let's be real, 50 is busy. He's producing Power, BMF, selling liquor, owning TV deals, on tour, whatever. So why did this particular clapback make it to his Instagram timeline? Here's what people forget. 50 and Ice Cube have mutual respect that goes way back. Cube co-signed 50's movie moves before most of Hollywood even took him seriously. And in interviews, 50 always gave Cube his flowers.
Ice Cube was on when I'm just watching. Music.
And
all of it.
movies, all of it.
Yeah. I never really seen Ice Cube in films that weren't his. You know, like he kind of produced the vehicle that he was in. And it wasn't like he was just being an actor in someone else's film.
Aries is the type of comic that 50 especially can't stand. Loud, abrasive, but with nothing recent to back it up. That's the exact type 50 loves to roast. So 50 came locked and loaded. He even said, "Check my temperature, I'm ice cold. The hood left the left side of my chest froze. Need help with your bills? I'll write you a referral-ish. You might even get you a love contract." So Aries definitely started feeling attacked. So he went on an emotional rant against Cube.
Apparently, I'm the poster child for the world's biggest hater. If you look up the word hate, it's my picture. When did we get to a point where unless your opinion, and last time I checked as human beings, we're all allowed to opinions. At what point does it get to where unless your opinion is favorable about a person or a thing and goes with the flow of everyone else, you're a hater? I don't understand that.
And he didn't stop there. He's hurt from what Cube said about him.
Somebody sent me a clip where Ice Cube responded. He was on a radio show and the dude played him the snippet. And the first thing Ice Cube says is, well, most suckers don't like me. Then he goes on to say, I never heard of this dude. Then he finishes by saying, well, he's just not funny. Well, you can't have it both ways. If you don't know who I am, how do you know if I'm funny or not? So you can't have it both ways.
It only got messier from here, because here's where Aries Spears completely folds his own argument. In the same breath, he says he respects Ice Cube as a man.
And for the record, I respect Ice Cube, the man. I respect Ice Cube in terms of what he's brought to the game. He's one of the pioneers. So hats off to him for that.
But also, he doesn't think
if you're gonna say you respect Ice Cube, the man, then you gotta call him O'Shea. Say you respect O'Shea Jackson, but you ain't a fan of Ice Cube. That's what it seems like.
Ice Cube's ever done anything impressive, ever.
I just said I wasn't a fan of his artistry. I never attacked him as a man. I never attacked him in terms of his character. I said I wasn't a fan of his artistry. Why am I not allowed to feel that way? Why is that? And then secondly, it's always funny. People call me a hater because they love to highlight when I say I don't like something as though I don't have love for anything.
That's not an opinion, that's a contradiction. And that's why people started dragging him, not for having a take, but for flip-flopping and trying to play victim when the smoke came back. They called him out, commenting, "You can't give a hot take and get mad when someone matches your energy." Another said, "You can have your opinion, but after that skit G, you not valid Ice Cube, a made man." But this one really hit him where it hurts, reminding him of his dark past. And suddenly, this wasn't just about beef. Let's talk about the Tiffany Haddish lawsuit. Back in 2022, Aries Spears and Tiffany Haddish were hit.
All right, I'm not going to even play that. We already know what that was. I'm not going to play that. We know what that was. Yeah.
Are you and Tiffany still good?
Yeah.
Okay, so she doesn't hold anything against you in terms of...
I mean, when that point comes...
Scandals, or bitter sound bites. He wasn't trending for stand-up. He wasn't booking roles. He was going viral for dissing legends, starting beefs, or bringing up past trauma and hoping people still cared. But that's not all. Aries Spears also has a reputation in the industry. Multiple former castmates have gone on record saying Aries was difficult to work with, had ego problems, and was constantly trying to one-up everyone in the room.
Your equation will never be satisfied. Why? Because some other mother will come along that'll take and blow the world up, and you'll want to be that. And then some other will come around and have as talented as you or possibly more, and then you're gonna get upset because again, you focus on everything that is not you.
Hold up.
Everything you want,
Wait a minute.
but not what's in your present space.
He's talented, yes. He can do impressions. He can crowd work a room, but he never got his Chappelle moment. That kind of resentment eats away at you. Now let's flip it. Why did this beef fail so miserably for Aries? Because when you come for Ice Cube, you're coming for a pillar of culture. Let's break it down. No Vaseline was regularly ranked among the top 3 diss tracks of all time, period. Friday is a franchise that defined black comedy, birthed iconic characters, and became a rite of passage in hip-hop culture. Big 3 League is a whole basketball league created from scratch that's now backed by major investors and real NBA legends. And before all that, he was writing Eazy-E, Dre, Ren, the entire NWA catalog, ghostwriting classics while barely out of high school. Meanwhile, Aries Spears' greatest cultural footprint is mad TV impersonations and a few decent stand-up bits. And now, dissing Ice Cube on podcasts and going viral for all the wrong reasons, this is why fans instantly sided with Cube. And here's the final twist. According to fan speculation, when Ice Cube posted a teaser cast list for the long-awaited Final Friday movie, Aries Spears' name was nowhere on it. This may not seem like much. After all, who said he was ever being considered? But the timing had fans convinced Cube was sending a message. Clear as day. No matter how many impressions Aries can do, he's never getting cast where it counts. Aries Spears wanted to go viral, and he did. But now, he's not trending for the jokes. He's trending because 2 legends called him a nobody, and nobody disagreed.
You know, you can get real deep and say, well, maybe he didn't take a sweet deal, if you know what I mean. I will have to say, out of all the stuff I've seen from Ice Cube, one of my favorite, funniest moments is 21 Jump Street, when he finds out who his daughter is dating. I'm going to just leave it like that because I don't want to ruin it for anybody if they haven't seen it. But for the people who know that scene and how he ends up, you know, with that food and stuff, oh man, I was like, dang, like that was hilarious. Hilarious, man. But you know, it's always sketchy when you're dealing with a comedian because you just don't know how much they're trolling. You know, is he doing this? Because like going at Ice Cube, who, again, is in everybody's list of rappers. If you're trolling or if you're doing this, you know, your name is going to come up. So they always say a lot of people do things to try to stay relevant. And I feel like most people will agree that Aries Spears is funny or has been funny. Like I don't know what his latest stuff has been, but I've seen a lot of funny stuff from him. So yeah. But boy, when you go at Ice Cube and 50 Cent, man. But I will stand on that saying that I do look at Ice Cube, people like Tupac, them, I look at them as far as their rapping skills. I look at them as realists. They're realists or whatever. You know, every now and then they'll say some stuff, like I said, and they'll be like, damn, that was a bar right there. You know, but for the most part, you're singing along and yeah. But all right, hey, like, share, comment below, man. Peace out.